It doesn't seem right, but religion has been in the news a lot recently. Pat Robertson says that God has spoken to him and told him that George W. Bush will be reelected because he deserves to be. Here's Pat Robertson's exact quote. "I think George Bush is going to win in a walk. I'm hearing from the Lord that it's going to be a blowout." The movie by Mel Gibson, called The Passion of the Christ, is the other religious issue in the news. Everyone's talking about that. The question is whether the Jews killed Jesus Christ, who was Jewish, of course. I hadn't wanted to say anything about this because it seemed like a personal matter, but Pat Robertson isn't the only one who has heard from God. I heard from God just the other night. God always seems to call at night. "Andrew," God said to me, he always calls me Andrew, I like that, "Andrew, you have the eyes and ears of a lot of people. I wish you'd tell your viewers that both Pat Robertson and Mel Gibson strike me as wackos." I believe that's one of your current words. "They're crazy as bedbugs," another earthly expression. I created bedbugs, and I'll tell you they're no crazier than people. "Let me just say," God said to me, "that I think I'd remember if I'd ever talked to Pat Robertson, and I'd remember if I said Bush would get reelected in a blowout." As far as Mel Gibson goes, I haven't seen his movie The Passion of the Christ because it hasn't opened up here yet. But I did catch Gibson being interviewed by Diane Sawyer. Did something right when I came up with her, didn't I? Anyway, as I was saying, Mel is a real nutcase. What in the world was I thinking when I created him? "Listen, we all make mistakes," God said to me. That's about all he did say, because I'm sure God has a lot more important things to do than talk to someone on television. My own question to Pat Robertson is this. The election looks as though it could be close, certainly not a blowout. If George W. Bush loses the election to a Democrat, will you become an atheist? My question to Mel Gibson is, how many $1 million does it look as if you're going to make off the crucifixion of Christ?